Speaking of bad side, you all.
Yes.
Antifa in Charlottesville.
Mm-hmm.
The left celebrated the 1-year anniversary of all of the violence that happened in Charlottesville, you all, last year. The mainstream media gave a platform to about 25 white nationalists who had planned to protest at the White House.
Right, yes.
Different groups such as Antifa, Black Lives Matters, and others came out to protest them.
Damn, right.
So you probably got about 500 to 1,000 people protesting 25
people.
Yes, yeah. Guess they wanted to see who could spew the most hate.
Right, right.
And here's what people are failing to realize.
What are they failing to realize?
Whoever this group is, the white nationals, I don't know who these folks are. I think this is a narrative that's being perpetuated.
Yes.
And the media is like stirring the pot.
They're stirring the pot. That's right.
These people don't represent the Republican Party yet. When you all say white nationalists, you try to tie these people to the left-wing media.
Right.
Try to tie these people to the Republican Party.
Right.
And try to group the GOP in with these people. And we don't know who the hell these people are.
They don't even know who they are.
We don't know who they are, okay? And it sounds like the person that owned this group or whoever these white nationalists, ain't these people Democrats? And when I look at Antifa, Antifa, it's the same script, different cast.
That's right.
Antifa, listen, what y'all done was y'all pulled off your white hoods and replaced them with black masks.
That's right.
That's what has happened.
Exactly what has happened. And it got to also understand you can't stop hate with hate. They're all hate groups.
These people got a permit.
The white nationalists got a permit to be there to spew their hate or whatever you want to call it. So, but Antifa and Black Lives Matter, they didn't get a permit to spew their hate.
So if Antifa and Black Lives Matters want to protest, why don't y'all go to the people that issued them a permit to go out there, them 25 people, and stand there and look crazy and do whatever they do? Right. Because had you not paid them any attention and let them die from the lack of attention, we wouldn't have known.
We wouldn't even be talking about it.
But what y'all want to do is y'all want to tie this foolishness to our city president.
Our president.
For no
and
reason
to the right,
all.
to the people on the right, because it's something about connecting the right, unite the right, or something, whatever it is. So because we consider ourselves on the right, they're trying to tie all of that to us. And I'm not even white. So they want to make all white folks look like they're white nationalists. This is what the mainstream media is doing. And what Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the KKK, the white nationalists, what they're doing is playing the mainstream media as a fiddle. They're playing the mainstream media to get all of this attention for hate.
And it ain't but 25 of them?
It wasn't but 25 of them that showed up, and they had a permit to show up and spew their hate or whatever you want to call it, wherever.
So instead of blaming our president for this foolishness, and I heard that Antifa actually threatened the president. Anyone that threatens a sitting president should be arrested.
That's right.
And be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. It is time to deem Antifa a terrorist organization.
Right.
It is time to deem them as that, you know. Deem them a terrorist organization because they're full of hate.
Yeah.
You know, the media also tried to tie all of this hate again to our president by editing his statement from last year.
Right.
Y'all remember what happened in Charlottesville?
Yeah.
So what the media did last year was they cut it and they chopped it up and they made it look like that the president did not denounce the neo-Nazis or the white and condemn the white nationalists, but he did.
Yeah,
but what they did was they edited and cut that out.
That's
and they ran with the narrative and everybody jumped on that bandwagon.
Anything to try to tie hate to our president. But the ones that's trying to tie all of the hate to our president and deem him a racist are the same ones that hate our president.
It's sad. It's the most craziest thing.
So how can you hate the president but then condemn him and say that he's being hateful? But you're the one that's spewing the hate.
They would have won up there at the White House. The president, I think, is in New Jersey.
Yeah. And then when I see all of these these little groups that's supposed to be anti-hate groups spewing hate, it makes me think they're having like some type of turf war.
Well,
like,
no, they are anti-America, anti-police, and they are for destruction. Is what they for. They want to resist so that America can no longer exist.
That's
is
right.
what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
That's what they're trying to do. That's what. And see, the left refused to show the KKK, Black Lives Matter, Antifa. They refused to show what the Democrats were doing yesterday. And let me tell you something. All of these groups fall up under Democrats. These are left-leaning organizations and groups to come out and reap havoc because you don't have the right to silence anyone free speech.
That's right.
And if you want to reap havoc, why don't you go sit down and talk to the people that issue these 25 people a permit to do whatever they do? Imagine if we let these people die from the lack of attention and not pay them no attention.
Not pay them no attention. Well, I mean, if you look back in Charlottesville, whenever they was out doing what they was doing, they had a permit
to do it.
But when you had Black Lives Matter and you had Antifa come along to spew their hate, now here we go. And if you would have not shown your behinds up and let these people die from a lack of attention, we wouldn't be talking about this a year later.
That's right. These same hate groups was last year. They were down there reaping havoc. You're no better than the KKK. You part of it.
You part of it.
You part of it.
The same tactics.
Same script, different cast.
That's right.
And I even tweeted out. I remember this here tweet. I said, why isn't the mainstream media talking about Antifa being in Charlottesville, exhibiting the same hate and violence they spewed a year ago? We tweeted this out. Antifa is no different than the KKK. One wear white hoods, one wear black masks. Same script, different cast.
That's right.
And that's the truth. That's the truth. And then you all, okay, so because it was the 1-year anniversary of Charlottesville, you know, when you turn on the fake news and other news organization, you hear them stroking racial tensions, stroking racial innuendos. And I heard somebody mention something about structural racism, how Black people, it's going to take them 200 and some years to catch up to our white counterparts.
What's that?
Okay, well, that's what they said. Now, that's what they said.
So, but you see how you're spewing that. You
plant that seed, right? So I had to tweet out, because what you're not going to do is you are not going to blame our sitting president on a BS that's been going on up under the Democratic Party for years. Because they were the party of the KKK, the Jim Crow days. They didn't want slavery to end. They was the party. They didn't even want civil rights around here. They was the party, and they're going to have to eat their own foolishness. So what I tweeted out, what we tweeted out, we said Crooked Hillary was the one stroking racial innuendos during the election to scare Black folks in order to get votes. That's just how it was. Structural racism has nothing to do with Trump, but has everything to do with the Democratic Party, who didn't want slavery to end and who created the Jim Crow days, and that is the truth. I think the reason why they're trying to paint our president in that particular light, because they're trying to get the heat and the nastiness and the racism off of them. But they were the party of this here, you all, and we got to hold them accountable. They can't put it on our president.
They can't
do that. You cannot do that.